Have you ever wondered what happened to the 12 apostles after the resurrection of Jesus? Their story didn't end with the Gospels. In fact, it was just the beginning of a journey filled with unwavering faith, incredible courage, and ultimate sacrifice. These were ordinary men who were called to an extraordinary mission, to spread the message of Christianity to the ends of the earth. Their commitment would lead them across continents, through deserts and overseas, facing persecution and hardship at every turn. Today, we're going to journey back in time to uncover the final chapters of their lives, exploring how each of the 12 apostles met their end. This is a story of profound faith and the enduring legacy they left behind. Let's begin. Our story starts with the most tragic figure among the 12, Judas Iscariot. In the year 31 AD, consumed by remorse after his betrayal of Jesus, Judas returned the 30 pieces of silver to the chief priests in Jerusalem. Overwhelmed by his actions, he took his own life. The book of Acts gives a slightly different account, stating he purchased a field with the money and suffered a fatal fall. Regardless of the specifics, his end was a somber and immediate consequence of his choices, marking the first loss among the original 12 apostles. His story serves as a powerful and cautionary tale about despair and the consequences of one's actions. Next, we turn to James, the son of Zebedee, often called James the Greater to distinguish him from another apostle. He was one of Jesus' inner circle, along with his brother John and Peter. James was known for his fiery personality and deep devotion. His ministry after Pentecost was powerful but brief. In 44 AD, King Herod Agrippa I began a persecution of Christians in Jerusalem to gain favor with religious leaders. James became the first of the apostles to be martyred. The book of Acts tells us he was executed by the sword under Herod's command. Tradition holds that James's accuser was so moved by his courage and faith, even in the face of death, that he converted on the spot and was executed alongside him. James's death was a huge blow to the early church, but it also solidified the reality of the apostles' commitment. They were willing to die for their beliefs, a testament that would inspire countless others. Following James, we look at the life and end of the apostle Philip. After Pentecost, Philip's mission took him to the region of Phrygia, in modern-day Turkey. He preached with great passion in the city of Hierapolis, a major center for pagan worship. Alongside Bartholomew, he worked to establish a Christian community there. However, their success drew the ire of the local authorities. Around the year 54 AD, during a festival for a pagan deity, Philip confronted the city's leaders. Enraged, they had him arrested. According to tradition, Philip was crucified. Some accounts say he was crucified upside down, similar to Peter, while others suggest he was tied to a cross and stoned. His final moments were spent encouraging his followers to remain steadfast in their faith, leaving a lasting impact on the church he helped build in Hierapolis. Now, let's talk about James, the son of Alphaeus, also known as James the Lesser. He is one of the more obscure apostles, but early church tradition identifies him as a pivotal leader in the Jerusalem church. He was known for his piety and righteousness, earning him the title James the Just. For decades, he guided the Christian community in the heart of Judaism. His end came around the year 62 AD. The historian Josephus records that the high priest Ananus the Younger, taking advantage of a power vacuum, had James arrested and brought before the Sanhedrin. He was condemned for breaking the law and sentenced to be stoned. Another tradition from Hegesippus adds that James was first thrown from the pinnacle of the temple. Surviving the fall, he knelt to pray for his executioners, at which point he was struck and killed. His leadership and martyrdom cemented his legacy as a pillar of the early church. Perhaps the most well-known apostle of Jesus is Peter. As a leader of the 12, his journey took him all the way to the heart of the Roman Empire, Rome itself. There, he led the Christian community for many years. His final days came during the Great Persecution under Emperor Nero around 64 AD. Following the Great Fire of Rome, Nero blamed the Christians for the fire, leading to mass arrests and brutal executions. According to ancient tradition, Peter was arrested and condemned to death by crucifixion. Feeling unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus, he famously requested to be crucified upside down. Roman authorities granted his request. He was executed on Vatican Hill, the same site where St. Peter's Basilica stands today. His martyrdom became a cornerstone of Christian faith in Rome, a powerful symbol of ultimate sacrifice and devotion to Christ. Andrew, Peter's brother, was the very first disciple called by Jesus. A fisherman like his brother, he left everything to follow him. After Pentecost, Andrew's missionary zeal took him far and wide. Tradition says he traveled through Scythia, along the Black Sea, and eventually made his way to Greece. His most significant work was in the city of Patros. There, his preaching converted many, including the wife of the Roman proconsul, Aegeates. The proconsul was furious and ordered Andrew's arrest. He demanded that Andrew renounce his faith and sacrifice to the Roman gods. Andrew refused, boldly proclaiming his faith. He was condemned to be crucified. Tradition holds that he was bound, not nailed, to an X-shaped cross, now known as a St. Andrew's cross, to prolong his suffering. For 2 days, he hung on the cross, preaching to the people who gathered, until he finally passed away sometime between 60 and 70 AD. His courage in the face of a slow, agonizing death left a profound mark on the believers in Greece. Now we consider 2 apostles who are often mentioned together, Jude Thaddeus and Simon the Zealot. Their missionary journeys are traditionally linked, suggesting they worked as a team. After leaving Jerusalem, their path reportedly took them to Mesopotamia, and then into the Kingdom of Armenia and the Persian Empire. They were a dynamic duo, with Simon's zeal and Jude's steadfastness complementing each other as they established churches and converted many. Their shared mission also led to a shared fate. Around the year 65 AD, in the city of Swania, Persia, their powerful preaching against the local pagan religion provoked the local priests. According to the most common tradition, a mob was incited against them. Simon the Zealot was martyred by being sawn in half, while Jude Thaddeus was beaten to death with a club. Their collaboration in life and death highlights the deep bond of brotherhood among the apostles. Next, we have Bartholomew, who is often identified with Nathanael from the Gospel of John. His missionary work took him to the east, most notably to Armenia. He is credited with bringing Christianity to the Armenian people, which is why he is revered as the patron saint of the Armenian Apostolic Church. His success, however, angered local pagan priests and the authorities. One tradition states that he converted the king, Ptolemus, but the king's brother, Astyages, was enraged. Around the year 69 to 71 AD, Astyages ordered Bartholomew's arrest and execution. The accounts of his martyrdom are particularly gruesome. It's said that he was flayed alive with knives and then beheaded. Despite the horrific nature of his death, his legacy endured. The seeds of faith he planted in Armenia blossomed, eventually leading to Armenia becoming the first nation to officially adopt Christianity as its state religion. Thomas, forever known as Doubting Thomas for his initial disbelief in the resurrection, became one of the most adventurous and far-reaching missionaries. His faith, once confirmed, was unshakable. Tradition strongly holds that Thomas traveled farther than any other apostle, all the way to India. In 52 AD, he preached along the Malabar coast, in the modern-day state of Kerala, establishing several churches. The ancient community of St. Thomas Christians traces their origins directly back to his mission. After many years of successful ministry, Thomas journeyed to the eastern coast of India. In the year 72 AD, near modern-day Chennai, his preaching provoked the hostility of local religious leaders. He was martyred while in prayer on a hill, pierced through with a spear. His tomb is believed to be in the city of Mylapore, a testament to his incredible journey from doubt to unshakable faith and a legacy that thrives in India to this day. Matthew, also known as Levi, was a tax collector before Jesus called him. He left his lucrative but despised profession to become a disciple. He is, of course, traditionally credited with writing the Gospel of Matthew. After Pentecost, his missionary work is said to have taken him to Persia and Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, he preached with great effect, converting many. One tradition tells of his confrontation with the king of Ethiopia, who was angered by Matthew's teachings, particularly his call for a life of purity. The king ordered his soldiers to seize Matthew. He was martyred while standing at the altar celebrating the Eucharist. Accounts differ on the exact method, but the most common tradition says he was killed by a spear or a halberd. Matthew's transformation from a reviled tax collector to a gospel writer and a martyr who gave his life for his faith is one of the most powerful stories of redemption among the apostles. Finally, we come to John, the disciple whom Jesus loved. He was the brother of James the Greater and part of Jesus' inner circle. John's life was long and incredibly influential. He wrote the Gospel of John, 3 epistles, and the book of Revelation. After Jesus' ascension, he was a leader in the Jerusalem church alongside Peter. Later, he moved to Ephesus, in modern-day Turkey, where he guided the churches of Asia Minor. During the persecution under Emperor Domitian, around 95 AD, John was exiled to the island of Patmos. It was there that he received the visions recorded in Revelation. After Domitian's death, John was released and returned to Ephesus. Unlike his fellow apostles, John was not martyred. He lived to an old age, continually teaching about love and faith. He passed away peacefully in Ephesus around the year 100 AD, the last of the 12 to die. His long life of service and his profound theological writings became a cornerstone of Christian doctrine. From Judas's tragic end to John's peaceful passing, the lives of the 12 apostles were a testament to their incredible faith. They were not philosophers or kings. They were fishermen, a tax collector, and ordinary men who answered an extraordinary call. They walked across the known world, facing unimaginable hardships, to share a message they believed in with their entire being. Their stories of sacrifice and martyrdom are not just historical footnotes. They are the foundation upon which a global faith was built. Their legacy is not just in the churches they founded or the texts they wrote, but in the unwavering conviction that inspired them to give everything, even their lives, for what they believed. Their journey is a powerful reminder of the profound impact of faith and the enduring power of their message. Thank you so much for joining us on this historical journey. If you found this story compelling, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more explorations into history and faith. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which apostle story resonated with you the most? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.